Why play Warwick Jungle? Well, he has amazing ganks, he also brings a ton of CC, he has amazing sustain and survivability, and he can easily solo objectives. However, he can struggle against teams with lots of lockdown, and grievous wounds does heavily affect his tankiness. Warwick's first passive is his attacks deal additional damage on hit. His second passive is while below 50% health, he also heals for 100% of this bonus damage, and while below 25% of his health, he heals for 250% of this bonus damage. Warwick's Q is a point-and-click ability which causes him to lunge at the target, dealing damage and healing himself, and this ability also applies on hit effects. In addition, Warwick can hold down this ability to leap behind his target instead, and a fun extra thing is if your opponent dashes during this time, you follow their dash with them. Warwick's W has a passive where he gains bonus attack speed against enemies below half their health. It also has a second passive where he can sense enemy champions below half their health, gaining a blood trail towards them, which he gains bonus movement speed moving towards. The attack speed bonus and the movement speed bonus are massively increased if the target's below 20% of their max health. The active has a very long cooldown, and it causes him to sense all enemy champions in the area regardless of their health. Warwick's E causes him to gain a large amount of damage reduction for 2.5 seconds. This can be recast after 1 second or upon expiring. It causes him to fear all nearby enemies and slow them. Warwick's ultimate is a straight line skill shot which causes him to leap in a direction. If he hits an enemy champion, he knocks them down, suppresses them, reveals them, and deals a large amount of magic damage to them. In addition, Warwick heals for all the damage dealt, and he can also cast his E while dashing. For combos, you want to start with your W and then get close and use your E. From here, keep spamming out attacks while moving behind them, or you can use Q to dash through them to get behind them. While behind them, fear them in the wrong direction and just keep spamming out your amazing attacks. And if you need to CC your opponent or massively heal yourself, use your ultimate. For matchups, Warwick does great into damage-focused junglers who can easily out-sustain and out-damage. However, he can struggle against CC-heavy junglers who can lock him down and not let him sustain. For runes, take this, lethal tempo lets you attack even faster. For build order, start green monster and pot into Bork and tier 2 boots. After this, a Jack Show and Titanic Hydra are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then W then E before maxing W then Q then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Smite. Starting the game, you have a few different options. The safest option is always to fully clear your jungle. This will make sure you've got the most golden experience possible if you do need to fight for the scuttle crab. And Warwick is such a strong duelist and so hard to kill, if you do need to fight for it, he does tend to have the edge. However, Warwick is also very strong the moment he hits level 3. So, doing a buff into a camp into your second buff will give you this quick level 3 to pull off an early gank. When ganking, always consider the 3 main points of what CC does your team bring, what escapes does the enemy have, and where is the lane push to. When going for a gank, you can simply use W into running behind your opponent and fearing them the wrong way, using your Q to get through them if needed. It is so incredibly simple and so incredibly effective, it gets very easy kills. Warwick has a very strong early game, so you don't want to force ganks, but you definitely want to be actively looking for them. The mid game is a strong point for Warwick. Keep up aggressive wards, look for picks and 2v2 or 3v3 skirmishes where he excels, and of course look to convert into objectives. Entering late game teamfights, Warwick is a tank, but you don't usually want to be the one engaging. Keep yourself safe and healthy by attacking anything in front of you, and use your ultimate to heal yourself or gap close.